Hi, Jay Smith, Executive Editor of Model Aviation and Park Pilot magazines. I wanted to share with you a little bit about the Spektrum S.M.A.R.T technology. I'm going to start off talking about Spektrum S.M.A.R.T batteries, and I have right here in front of me a 6S 5000 milliamp Spektrum S.M.A.R.T battery. And the way you can identify that is not only that it says S.M.A.R.T on the battery, but the fact that it uses an orange IC5 connector. Now the smaller connectors for smaller batteries are called IC3, the new orange ones, and this one has an IC5. The older batteries from E-flite have the blue connector, which are EC, so this is an EC3. So the reason for the orange connector partly is because it actually has this tab here which connects to a circuit board inside the battery, and that provides information such as chemistry type, cycle count, charge rate, error log, and more. The best feature, I think, about the Spektrum S.M.A.R.T technology, besides being able to have that information available to you, is the fact that it auto discharges. We all know that sometimes we charge our batteries and we don't get around to flying, and sometimes we just don't make it a point to discharge our batteries to a safe storage charge, which obviously helps with the longevity of our batteries. With Spektrum S.M.A.R.T technology, it'll actually discharge the battery for you, and you can set that parameter using the charger or the Spektrum S.M.A.R.T checker, and it can be as little as 12 hours after you've charged the battery to days later. So typically I set it for 2 days after I charge the battery. If I haven't flown by 2 days, I want it to go ahead and start discharging. Now obviously it's a very low discharge rate, so it's going to take time on the larger batteries, but it's nice to know that that's working for you. So along with the Spektrum S.M.A.R.T batteries, we have obviously a Spektrum S.M.A.R.T charger. In this case, I have the Spektrum S1500 charger. It's a very small footprint, as you can see. And another thing that's interesting about it is here on the side, it's done away with the balance board, and it's done away with using banana plugs to connect the battery. So your balance tap plugs directly into the charger, as does the plug on your battery. Keep in mind though, this plug here is an IC3 connector, which is used on the smaller batteries. On the larger batteries like the 6S 5000, it's using an IC5 connector, so I won't be able to plug it in without an adapter. One is not provided, but you can purchase separately an adapter, as you see here in the package, or here it is out of the package. This will allow you to plug into the charger and connect to the larger batteries. You can also use this adapter to plug in to the battery checker to use the batteries. So a little bit about the S.M.A.R.T charger. It's 500 watts, this one in particular, and to get that wattage, it's a DC only charger. So I have to also have a power supply to use this charger. Now there are S.M.A.R.T chargers that are AC instead of DC, but they don't have quite as much output. So I went for the largest output to charge the larger battery packs at higher C ratings. When it comes to using the charger, it uses a touch wheel. You can see here, it's much like an iPod, and you just spin your finger around the touch wheel and then push the button in the center when you want to select a parameter. It has a 2.4-inch LCD touchscreen, and it also has internal cooling via a fan here on the back of the device, which runs on and off as necessary and keeps it cool. The charger, as you can see, as I mentioned, is a very small footprint, so it takes up very little room on your build table or your desk or wherever you might have the charger set up. But again, you will need a power supply, so let's talk a little bit about this. This is the Spektrum S.M.A.R.T 30 amp power supply. And basically, it has two outputs on it where you can plug in two different chargers at the same time. It also has the ability to plug in two USB plugs, so you could charge your phone or other devices as well. But what I really like about this version of the power supply is the dial on the front and the readout, so you can see exactly how much voltage that's being taken when you use a charger, and you can increase the voltage as you desire using the touch wheel. It also has an all-metal design, which helps promote cooling, and the two USB charge ports are two standard 5 volts with 1000 milliamp total output. So this is a great option to use with this S.M.A.R.T charger or any DC charger. I also want to talk to you a little bit about the S.M.A.R.T checker, the XBC100 S.M.A.R.T checker. So this works great with any battery, but specifically with the S.M.A.R.T batteries, because again, you can see all the parameters when you plug in a S.M.A.R.T battery. With a S.M.A.R.T battery, you only need to plug it in the battery connector only, and it'll give you the cell voltages. If you use an older style battery, like this E-flite battery, then you have to plug in the balance tap to get the data on each individual cell. The checker will do built-in cell balancing, so if your cells are out of balance, it'll do that. If you tell it to start, it'll balance all your cells. It has servo testing built in, so you can plug in on this side, you can plug in a servo and you can have it run through its full range of motion and see what kind of draw it has and if there's any binding. As I said, it also provides you the ability to set parameters for the battery if you want to change the length of time you wait until the battery discharges, or if you want to see if this battery's ever been overcharged or over discharged. It'll even tell you the number of times this battery's been charged. So you can find that all out with this handy little smart checker that's easy to keep in a pocket, or you can keep it in your flight box or in your radio if you have a radio case. So together, all these devices bring more information about your battery and allows you to have a better understanding of the cycles and the resistance of your battery. And I'm happy to share this with you. If you want to learn more about this technology, take a look at the April issue of Model Aviation, where we do a complete review on the batteries, the charger, the power supply, and the checker. Thank you for watching.